All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're talking about getting out of that frantic cycle of just marketing harder. We're going to break down how you can actually stop guessing and start engineering a predictable system for growth. This quote really nails the core problem, doesn't it? So many businesses are essentially running on hope, hoping the next ad campaign hits, hoping the numbers tick up. But hope is, well, it's unpredictable. A system, on the other hand, that's something you can build on, something designed for results you can count on again and again. And that's the big question, right? How do you actually build one of these things? I promise you, it's not some kind of dark art or magic. It's a structured process, it's engineering. So here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll dig into why the usual approach just doesn't work. Then, we'll take apart a revenue machine to see what it's made of. After that, we'll walk through the 5 steps to actually build it, show you how to fly it using data, and finally, look at the incredible transformation this all leads to. Okay, let's start with a problem I think a lot of us know all too well. It's what the source material calls random acts of marketing. Does this feel a little too real? You buy the shiny new software, you see a tactic that's trending, so you copy it, you launch another campaign, and you just cross your fingers. Look, that approach doesn't lead to growth that scales. It leads to a burned out team and results that are completely all over the place. It's just churn, not progress. So, if random acts are the problem, what's the solution? Well, it's all about engineering an integrated system. So let's pop the hood and look at the anatomy of a real revenue machine. As you can see, a full system has a lot of moving parts, from how you design your offer all the way down to how you track everything. But to really get a handle on this, we're going to zoom in on the 3 big foundational pillars that everything else is built on. Everything, and I mean everything, starts right here, with your offer architecture. This is the absolute bedrock. Before you build a single landing page or write one line of ad copy, you have to be crystal clear on what it is you're selling and the promise you're making. Because if your offer is weak, no amount of fancy marketing is going to save it. Okay, next up, the funnel system. The best way to think about this is like an assembly line. It's the path that carefully guides someone from just being a curious visitor all the way to becoming a happy customer. It's that whole journey engineered to be as seamless and effective as possible. And the third pillar is the RevOps stack. This is the engine room. This is all the tech, your CRM, your automation software, your analytics dashboards, all working together. It's what actually runs the machine, measures how it's doing, and gives you the data you need to make smart calls. All right, so now we know the main parts, but how do you actually assemble them? Well, it's not a mad dash. It's a disciplined 5-phase process. Let's walk through that assembly line. You can see how logical this is, right? You start with clarity. You have to define what winning even looks like. Then you engineer the offer. Only after you've done that do you actually build the funnel and wire up all the tech. And finally, you launch and you start the cycle of testing and optimizing. And looking at this timeline, you realize this isn't some massive multi-year project. It makes it feel so much more achievable. The core build can be done in as little as 5 to 10 weeks. We're talking about an intense, focused sprint, not some endless marathon. So, once the machine is built, you can't just set it and forget it. You need a cockpit, a control panel. You need the right instruments so you can pilot this thing with precision. And that's where data becomes your steering wheel. And this is your control panel. Instead of getting lost in spreadsheets, you focus on the key metrics that answer simple but powerful questions. Under acquisition, you're just asking, how much does it cost to get a customer? Under velocity, how fast is this system generating revenue? This is how you stop drowning in data and start using it as real, actionable intelligence. So when you put it all together, you've got the components, the build process, the data to pilot it. You get this fundamental shift in how your business runs. You literally go from a state of chaos to a state of control. I mean, look at this comparison. This is the whole story. You are trading hope for data. You're replacing team burnout with actual control. You're swapping guesswork for precision, and you're turning an unpredictable business into a predictable one. And the results you get are so tangible. You gain real control over what you spend to get a customer. You see a measurable increase in your conversion rates. You actually have a system in place for keeping customers. Your team has a scalable rhythm. And you get the kind of transparency into performance that investors love. You're just running your business like a professional. Let's just end with this thought because it's so important. The goal is not just to get attention. The goal is to build a machine that can reliably, predictably, and precisely turn that attention into cash. That's the real difference between just having a cool product and having a real engineered business.